All right, Star Wars fans, here's the beginning of the lighting section of this Cantina build. So, plans are changing just like they always do whenever you're into a project. Look at this guy. Found him, Batman Beyond 3 3/4. Found him in an antique mall. One of my favorite cartoons that my boys watched when they were growing up. So love that media. So had to get him. So what I did was, you can see we've got fiber optics in the bar itself right now, and that is a good look. It's a good accent color. I had intended on putting that in the top of the bar, but as you can see, I got a white, like a cool white one as well. With the lights out here in my room that I'm working in, you can see that's a nice accent color. But as I put that up there around the top of the bar section, it was not bright enough, not even close. I doubled it up, still wasn't happy. So what I ended up doing was doubling up the blue, and I'm just going to use that as an accent inside the bar. So I ran it from the back side through kind of where those peg holes, and you can see, if you're not familiar, it's a light beam that travels down the fiber optic tube. I've used those in my dioramas before, so really neat concept. I was hoping maybe it'd work better than it did, but you know, it's life. It's a learning process. I just don't think there's any way that's going to work well in this. So yes, we got a nice accent color. And as I go dim in the bar, I think it's going to look good. So let me show you. I'll leave the lights out while we do this next part. So what I've got done, I've got the accent color done on this, and then also we've got the underlight. So let's take a look at the underlighting. And so remote control, we'll go full lights on. You can see, man, that is bright. Man, it looks so nice. Got a little Super 7 serving a Duros there. It's like, man, I need something to drink. Thirsty. So yeah, I'm very happy with the way this looks. Very bright. You can see those lights did a magnificent job, and I don't know if you can tell, but the center of the bar section too is lit up. I actually ran some of those LEDs inside that, and I actually faced them away from the plastic just to light up the cavity, so that we didn't get like just those hot spots. Was something that I was wanting to stay away from. So this has a like a night light feature. So see, we go down, and man, with that light, that part lighting the bar up, and the blue, that looks really pretty cool. So, but these lights are, I mean, they're adjustable. You can go full bright, and you can step down. So basically it's an adhesive strip of lighting that they're like under cabinet lights. I'll show you what I used. You can customize the length. So I'll leave this in the video notes. So, and the fiber optic. So yeah, remote controlled. These are 24 volt. Everything else that I'm wiring in here is going to be 12 volts. So I'll have a couple different systems to light up, which is fine. That's no problem with the way that I'm geared up. So all right. So next steps. So sit tight. What I'm going to be doing now is the next things that I have to do are wire the lights in the alcoves, the LED lights, and then the lights inside the entranceway, the lights inside the owner's office, and then the outside lights for the back part of the alcove to give us that outside ambient light that we saw in the on-screen portion of the Cantina. And then finally, it's going to be running the wires for the lights for all the tables. So yep, so sit tight. We'll get to that next part and keep wiring up this Cantina. All right, wrapping up this segment of the lighting video, I was able to get everything wired up, and this did take quite a while and quite a bit of time, and kind of changed plans and kind of went back and forth. And yeah, that's just normal process for me. It never turns out the way I think it's going to. It always turns out pretty cool though, and a lot of times it turns out better than what I had thought to start. But as I did this, we got everything wired in. I've just got it powered up with a 9-volt battery right now, and I'll tie it into the power grid system that I've got in my display area. But you can see I've got the 6 tables up on that second floor mezzanine. Those are 3D printed tables. So as I was doing figure placement, table placement, and all of that, found out real quick that although the HasLab comes with a lot, for me, I didn't have enough to do that second floor. So I 3D printed those, and I think those turned out really, really good. So I put all the 3D printed ones to kind of match up on that top part. You can see they're a little bit different than the file that I was able to purchase, a little bit different than what the one that came with the HasLab. I'll lift that Colts 3D file on in the video notes, so if you guys want to purchase that and go that route. And then on the clear piece, I've never had any luck printing clear like acrylic. It always comes out cloudy and weird. So those are actually parts of an ink pen cap that I had cut off and then modified a little bit. So yeah, they turned out really, really good. So I was trying to come up with a good solution, and I like that versus what I could print. Clear acrylic, I could try to pour them in maybe resin, and through a mold. But this was a good option for what I wanted to do. It didn't take real long, and was like I bought them at the dollar store. So I've got $1.50 in the donors for this part. But those turned out pretty well. So I'm gonna go handheld and show you, I guess, the way that this turned out and explain a little bit of how and why I did what I did. All right, so let's look inside the entrance. You can see that I showed previously, I've got the droid detectors working on both sides, and then decided to do some lighting. So I just wanted that area lit up because I'm going to put some sand troopers, the droids coming in. Just wanted, and maybe some chairs, some patrons in there. So I wanted to light that up. And then you can see we've got the lit up tables here along the top. Kind of going down. I'm real happy with how that turned out, and all that wiring's hidden underneath the roof here. And then as I get to the alcoves, I'll show the back side of this, but it washes out a little bit on camera, but I wanted lights outside the windows, and I'll show you that. So I had to decide whether to use the red and blue inserts and light behind those or go a different direction. So what I chose to do, because I tried some different methods, but I kept getting bleed through on the lights behind. So basically that plastic the light behind it would shine through, and you'd get this clear bleed through and not just the red and blue light. So I decided to just wire in the red and blue LEDs and did those on all the different alcoves, lit each of the windows. So I'm happy with that. Went red and blue LEDs here, and then red and blue LEDs to match on the elevator that I did. So on the back side, you can see I used just a kind of a lamp piece and then some frosted plastic to make it not just have those hot spots and look like a bulb, but just lights through there. So I've got that wired up, and I'll be honest with you, I think I counted up there was 36 LEDs, I think, in this section right now. So there's a lot of wiring. This is, I wouldn't say it's a real complex thing compared to some of the stuff that I've worked on, but it is. There's a lot going on here. But really, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just very satisfied with how this turned out. So yeah, lights in the owner's office and all the tables. So what's next? What are the next steps here? So what I think I'm going to do now is I will go ahead and put this in the display shelf, and then you can see I've got markings where the other alcove tables are going to go, and I've got tables out here. And So as I do that, I'm going to pre-wire, because those wires will run underneath the foam, that the pink foam that I finished is kind of that desert floor and that display shelf. So I have to pre-wire all that, and want to get everything set there. I need to get the pre-wiring set for the bar itself and get all that infrastructure done. And then the other two things that I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do a blaster bolt from Hans Blaster, a red blaster bolt heading toward Greedo. And then out here, I want Obi-Wan's lightsaber lit up after he's cut off Ponda Baba's arm. So that's going to be part of this scene here. So I'm going to do kind of those two in like a separate segment. But yeah, so this is the basic lighting. I'll show a little bit more in the next part. And again, if you've not, would you consider liking and subscribing? You'll be notified of updates and other dioramas, custom builds, world building, restorations, all the crazy stuff that I like to do. I started actually 3D printing some cosplay stuff. So I'm going to be building a costume. You could be made aware of that as well. But again, like and subscribe, you just be notified. And I appreciate everybody that's watched and supported my channel as I've started. I've been on YouTube almost a year. Been crazy. It's been a lot of fun. I'm glad I've done it. So again, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. God bless you all. Stay tuned for part 3 on building the bar, the HasLab Cantina custom build. Thank you. This is Mando Mitchie. God bless you all. We'll see you next time.